Significant changes. Here's their left back, number 3, Nicolas Tagliafico, plays his football for Lyon. He was part of the Ajax team that got to the Champions League semi-finals back in 2019. And now the vastly experienced Nicolas Otamendi, the general, as he's known, played the most minutes in qualification, actually. And it is cap number 135 tonight for him. 38 years young. Yet another of those examples where I talk about a veteran player and realise to my horror they are significantly younger than me. But
I like that, 38 years young. Yeah, good.
Yeah, exactly. Just a whippersnapper. And space here for Tagliafico down the inside left channel for Argentina, who've had all of the balls so far in the opening couple of minutes. Paredes working the ball into the centre circle for Otamendi. Out to Giuliano Simeone on that right-hand side. Simeone, the son of Diego Simeone, who he plays for at Atletico Madrid. And the atmosphere in this stadium, phenomenal already. Like an Argentina home game, it is the Argentina fans who are bouncing. And here they come again. Argentina down this right-hand side. Palacios feeding it infield, and the switch from Nico Paz out to the left-hand side, and Tagliafico and Jordan, who are primarily a contain and counter team, happy to just sit off at the moment. Otamendi rolls it into the centre circle. Lautaro Martinez coming short and finding Palacios on that right-hand side. It's back with Otamendi. He's got Senesi alongside him. Senesi has made the move from Bournemouth to Tottenham. Really progressive passer from centre-back. Here's Nico Paz on the half-turn. Lautaro Martinez switches it from right to left, but he got too much on it. Goes out of play. We've had 3 minutes at the Dallas Stadium. Live World Cup commentary on TalkSport, and it's Jordan 0, Argentina 0.
Yeah, I'm glad to see Jordan looking to press a little bit higher. I think too many of the lower-ranked nations have been a little bit guilty of dropping into that back 5 and actually allowing the pressure, and sometimes actually that works against you. So yes, at times now you can see it is a 5-4-1, but you have to be able to step on, because otherwise it's going to be a long 90 minutes for them.
Lionel Messi's just been shown on the enormous video screen in this stadium and got a big cheer. And he deserves that cheer. He scored all 5 of Argentina's goals in the tournament so far. They've beaten Algeria 3-0 and Austria 2-0. And he has become the leading scorer of all time in World Cup finals matches. 18 goals and counting. Forward by Palacios over halfway, looking for Nico Paz. Nice little turn from him in the inside right channel. He's had a brilliant season for Como in Serie A, helped them qualify for European competition. Formerly of Real Madrid. There was talk that Real Madrid were going to bring him back, but he's going to stay at Como. But Como have paid a healthy premium for that. Now Lo Celso, the former Tottenham midfielder. It's all very neat and tidy from Argentina at the moment, just trying to move the pieces around, trying to find a way through this Jordanian team. A Jordan team that packed a punch in qualifying. They scored 32 goals. They competed pretty well against Austria, but lost 3-1 in the end. And although they led Algeria 1-0 with 20 minutes left of their second game, they collapsed to a 2-1 defeat, and that's why they have been eliminated. But what a way to go out against the world champions.
Absolutely that. And just watching so far, what I like about what Argentina are doing is the tempo of the passing. Everything's crisp, it's fired in. You can quite easily slow the game down and just really allow it to be quite easy for Jordan. Paz as well, I think, just spot on there. He's someone that I'm really excited about watching tonight, and actually in tight areas has already made some really nice turns and touches. One thing I think I need to see more from Argentina is the runs in behind. Too much at the moment. It's all in front of Jordan. Someone has to be unselfish and make those runs.
That's what Jordan want with that back 3. They don't want to be turned around facing their own goal. Long clearance by their yellow-clad goalkeeper, Yacine Aboulela. He was excellent in the 2023 Asian Cup when Jordan reached the final. They lost to Qatar in that final. That was seen as a major achievement for Jordan, getting to that final. Here's Nico Paz tight to the right touchline. It's a bit risky. Played it infield, but it was swept up by a teammate. As the Jordan fans try and answer what the Argentina fans have been doing. We've got a bit of the Icelandic thunderclap at the moment going on. Here's Julian Alvarez wearing number 9, slides it through. Big chance here, and put away brilliantly by Giovanni Lo Celso, but the flag is up. It was a gorgeous ball through to Lo Celso. I think he knew that he was offside, but he put the finish away superbly. It was very, very tight, but I think he is just off, and this Argentina goal is not going to stand.
Yeah, it was Alvarez, I think, as well, that played him in, and it was just a split second. If anything, could he have darted along the line a little bit more and then checked into going behind? But it's lovely play, that little up, back, and then through.
The voice of the former England striker, Tash Dowie. We're in the 7th minute in Dallas, and it is Jordan 0, Argentina 0. Argentina, who are already through as group winners. Nice little turn by Nico Paz, whose father, Pablo, had 14 caps for Argentina. But Argentina have lost it, and here's the first chance for Jordan to make something happen. Wide on the left with Ali Oluwan, who was their top scorer in qualifying with 9 goals, and he plays it back to the left wing-back, Mohamed Abu Taha. And a rare spell of possession here for Jordan, and the big tall figure of Yazan Al-Arab, centre-back, out to the captain Ehsan Haddad, with their blue armbands, back to Abdallah Nasib, and Jordan just giving a lend of the ball to all of their players just to try and get them in this game at the moment, because there's been a lot of ball watching from them, not a lot of ball playing, but Nasib is charged down there by Julian Alvarez, and that'll be a throw to Argentina just shy of halfway. Argentina have not lost a game since September. They went down 1-0 at Ecuador in a World Cup qualifier, but qualified with room to spare. And they have a great record in World Cup group stage matches in recent tournaments. They've won 13 of their last 18. And they are, of course, the world champions.
Interesting as well to see, normally Oluwan is through the middle as that number 9, but he's actually playing off the left today, and Fahori is through that middle, but you know he'll probably look to then want to drift in off the left to support Fahori up front. Really important that when it does go up to them that they make it stick.
And they've gone with youth alongside Ali Oluwan, 20-year-old Ode Fahori, 22-year-old Ali Azeze, and Musa Altamari, who's seen as probably their best player, plays his football in France with Rennes. He is only on the bench, which was a surprise. Here is Paredes in the centre circle for Argentina, plays his football with Boca Juniors these days. He's their captain, former Paris Saint-Germain player. He's part of the team that lost the Champions League final to Bayern in 2020 in the COVID era. And they've given the ball away here, Argentina, on the Jordan left, and just couldn't quite force it through to Ali Oluwan. And as you say, Tash, Oluwan just moving out to that left-hand side again. Yeah,
and I think it's going to be quite effective. You know, he'll like that because then he can drift around, he can float around, he can get a little bit more involved as well. Sometimes, especially in a game like this against Argentina, if you are that number 9, you can be quite isolated at times.
And here he is again, Ali Oluwan, down that left-hand side, skipping away from a couple of challenges. He was under real pressure, and he's come away from both challenges out there. That was excellent, but it was a rather lone furrow that he was ploughing there. There was nobody anywhere near him in a white and red shirt, but that's just a little sign of what he is capable of.
Yeah, and I think it was his teammate there that ended up getting in the way. But I think early touches are so important, and I think earlier on you saw them looking to possess the ball. That's clever. You're not going to have a lot of the ball today, so actually when you do have it, start again, recycle, give your teammates touches.
There's Al-Arab, plays his football in South Korea with FC Seoul. Did have a situation earlier in his career where he's banned from Malaysian football for assaulting a referee. He has rebuilt his career after that incident, and here he is representing his country on the global stage. Lo Celso's had the ball in the net already for Argentina, but the goal ruled out. Has possession in midfield. Never really saw the best of him at Spurs. He had over 100 appearances for Tottenham. He's been playing his football in Spain with Real Betis. 10 gone. The Dallas Stadium in Arlington, Texas. And it is Jordan 0, Argentina 0 on TalkSport. Over on TalkSport 2, you can hear Algeria, Austria as they battle for places in the last 32. Bit of space here for Noor Al-Rawabdeh, the central midfielder for Jordan, and they tried to thread it through the centre. Argentina won that ball back but couldn't make it happen through the middle, and there was a good challenge there from Nizar Al-Rashdan in midfield. And here they come down the left, Jordan, the far side. As we look at it, Ali Olwan this time dispossessed by Giuliano Simeone, racing down that right-hand side. He's away from three players, lung-busting run, and his cross was blocked in the end by Hussam Abu Dab. But that is Giuliano Simeone in a nutshell, rampaging down the right.
Oh, it's a great run, it really is. And I was just about to say the importance of the fullbacks today for Argentina, especially with Martinez and Alvarez playing together today. They'll want to stay central. They won't want to make those runs out wide into the channels. So then it's the fullback's responsibility. And Simone has just done that himself, created really something out of nothing.
It's going to be an in-swinging corner from Giovanni Lo Celso on that right-hand side. Referee Istvan Kovac just calming down a bit of pushing and shoving in the area. And Lo Celso will take it. Whips it in towards the near post, and the header was well won by Otamendi. Rose highest, but the ball flies over the top for a Jordan goal kick.
Yeah, it's a good delivery, isn't it? You can see that near post run. Just gets actually a bit too much on it. The weight of the cross is perfect. He actually just needs to get a little flick and allow the pace of the cross to actually guide it for him. But it's a warning sign. We know they're strong on set pieces.
He did score 3 goals in qualification. Otamendi plays his football for Benfica, twice won the Premier League with Manchester City. Did you see on our monitors actually a brilliant sign from a Jordan fan in the crowd? Had a picture of the basketball legend Michael Jordan and said, "Sorry Michael, we were Jordan first."
That's great.
Entirely true. And here come Argentina through the centre. 13 on the watch. 0-0. Just seen a graphic of the offside against Lo Celso. Was fairly clear. As the ball is hooked away by Hussam Abu Dab, the centre-back for Jordan, under pressure in the inside left channel, and just plays that out to the right. It'll be a throw for Argentina, who are just slowly turning up the tempo here. It's going to be Palacios to take the throw onto the chest of Simeone, and here they come with Senesi in space. He's so confident on the ball, Senesi, so good at rattling those passes through the lines.
I think as well what I quite liked is growing on me, these quarters, isn't it, the 4 quarters, and I think that they've nearly got through the first quarter, and I think that's really important when you are coming up against a team like Argentina. Staying in the game is so important, not conceding early goals, and they've done really well so far.
You might be the only person I've heard being positive about the hydration breaks. Is there nothing Tashtawi won't be positive about? That's what we like to see. Bit of space here for Paredes, midway inside his own half. Argentina so far have had 82% of possession. We expected that. It's pretty much how Jordan play. They are a contain and counter team. Incidentally, it's the same midfield trio, if you like, of Lo Celso, Paredes and Palacios that Lionel Scaloni played in his debut as Argentina head coach. That was 8 years ago. And what that gives you an idea of is A, the consistency, and B, the loyalty. He has guys he trusts, and they're still part of this squad.
I think that's so important. It really is. I think, when I play for England, I think you want to be able to run through a big brick wall for your manager, and this team absolutely do that. They know their jobs, they know their responsibilities, and I think that's just shown. It's quite powerful.
What a spell it's been for Lionel Scaloni. 8 years as Argentina boss. He won the Copa America twice, and he won the World Cup in Qatar 4 years ago, and they are one of the favourites to deliver that famous golden trophy once again. They've been world champions 3 times, also won it in 1978 and 1986. Swept across by Senesi into the centre circle for Otamendi, wearing number 19, pink boots, out to the far side, and the ever-moving Simeone. And now Paz, right corner of the penalty area for Argentina, comes away a bit from the box, and now he finds Paredes. It's out to this left-hand side, and Lautaro Martinez tries a little 1-2 there, but it's well broken up by Jordan and their captain Ehsan Haddad, who tries to clear up the line. Lautaro Martinez pressing as always, and it's going to be a Jordan throw.
Have you heard about the pink boots story and why all the players are wearing pink boots?
Do tell.
Okay, so AI apparently said that pink boots stand out the most, so you could recognise players more. But the problem then being is Nike, Adidas, all the big brands decided then to do the pink boots, and now basically every player on the pitch is wearing pink boots. Kind of this is the point.
Nightmare. Won't somebody think of the commentator?
But Lionel Messi is the only Argentina player to not have pink boots, white boots.
It was always going to be special, wasn't it? Here's Paredes in the centre circle. Now Simeone down by the right-hand touchline. He's it in fields. Played on by Palacios. Julian Alvarez was looking to find Simeone, and then they gave it away on the edge of the penalty area. It was a rather clumsy challenge there by Abu Taha right near the penalty area, as close as you can get without giving away a spot kick. But they gave the ball away, Jordan, right on the edge of their own box. And that was a really clumsy challenge, a panicky challenge really from Abu Taha to bring down Lo Celso. It's going to be a free kick right on the edge of the box. Yeah,
it was a heavy touch. Initially, actually, I thought it was clean and he got it, but just watching it back there, you can see that he gets the player first. And this is a really dangerous position here. And I think that's where Jordan have been a little bit guilty at times when they have won the ball back. Rather than being safe, they've maybe tried to overplay and be a little bit brave. You can see here, do you know what? I'm actually going to disagree. I think it's a decent tackle. He wins the ball first and then he catches the player. I think that's the wrong decision. You might disagree with me.
Well, he definitely takes the ball. It's just he catches him on that follow through, and because it's an error, he's always stretching, he's always trying to get there. Now, if this was the NFL, you bring on Messi to take this. Special teams, but it's going to be Lo Celso or Alvarez instead. It's just to the right of the D. And who will it be? It's a big Jordanian wall here. And actually, Paredes has moved towards this, but you would think it would be Lo Celso with the angle of a left footer, looking for his first Argentina goal since October. Giovanni Lo Celso. Lots of players between Abu Layla, the goalkeeper, and the ball here. It's Lo Celso! No Messi, no problem. Stunning free kick from Giovanni Lo Celso. He went for the far corner, he found the far corner. And it's the world champions Argentina who are flexing their muscles again. Jordan 0, Argentina 1.
And I think that just shows as well the tightness of this group. The camera pans to Messi, he's standing up with a big smile on his face. He looks really happy. What a finish. But by the way, watch the goalie. The goalie doesn't trust his wall. The goalie's in that position at the start, and as it's coming, you can see he's moving, he's stepping, he's guessing, he's going over the ball, and he's guessed wrong. Would he save it? Would he not? I mean, it's a great free kick. Take nothing away from that. But probably a poor decision there by the keeper. But yeah, well done to Lo Celso.
It is his 5th goal for his country. He missed the 2022 World Cup with a hamstring injury. And even though they've already won the group with room to spare, they've celebrated that goal as if it was the opening goal of the final. And that's what this team's all about. They treat every single game, every single opponent with respect. And Giovanni Lo Celso has illuminated this game. And it is the first Argentina goal in these finals that doesn't have the name of Leo Messi attached.
And we talk about for Jordan, it's disappointing because they've kind of created that. You know, I think when you're going to concede a goal, you want to make sure the team has to work hard for it. Argentina haven't had to work hard for that. It's through a Jordan error.
And they're on the move again, Argentina, with Nico Paz. Slipped it through for Lautaro Martinez, edge of the area, inside right channel. He has to jab it back to Giovanni Simeone. Seen plenty of the ball down that right-hand side. 20 minutes gone on TalkSport. Live World Cup commentary. Jordan 0, Argentina 1. Former Spurs man Giovanni Lo Celso with the goal, and here he comes again down the right-hand side. Decides to check, goes back to Palacios, who's moving out to that right-hand side quite a lot, and I think that's to cover Simeone because they're allowing him to race forward down that right-hand side. And Lionel Scaloni, who came through the ranks with Argentina, he was the assistant and then stepped up. He's done a wonderful job. He's so smart with that, all those tactical tweaks. I think we've we've seen this, haven't we, Tash? We've seen coaches like Luis de la Fuente, coaches like Lionel Scaloni, FA men, if you like, who've come through and shown they could be really successful at international level.
Absolutely right. I think what he's done here is a great job. And I mean, for a lot of countries, you know, to have this much talent, sometimes actually they can't gel, they can't click, but that's not been the case here at Argentina. You've got great players, but who can actually play well together as well, and that doesn't always happen at the top level.
Scaloni did say, having come up through youth coaching and having worked in international football for quite a while, you start to understand what it really means to wear the jersey. Said it's the players who make the difference, the coach is the least important person. Not all coaches think that way. Here's Paredes just inside the Jordan half.
He's doing a great job, Paredes. Just sitting in that anchor role, but also making everything tick. Simple, not overcomplicating things.
Super experienced Leandro Paredes. It's his 79th appearance for the Albiceleste. 22 gone at the Dallas Stadium. Jordan 0, Argentina 1. And Tash Dowie is positive about the hydration break, others rather less so, because the sound that you can hear just signals the first hydration break of the game, and that gives me an opportunity to tell you what's coming up on the TalkSport network. Remember, every single game coming your way between now and that World Cup final. So Sunday night, the last 32 begins. It is the co-hosts Canada up against South Africa. That's 8 o'clock Sunday night on TalkSport. Monday, what a belter this is. 6 o'clock in the evening, Brazil against Japan. And then Monday night, Germany up against Paraguay. That's 9:30 in the evening. Early hours of Tuesday, we've got the Netherlands against Morocco. There are cracking games all the way here. And then 6 o'clock Tuesday evening, it is Ivory Coast against Norway. And then Tuesday night, we've got France against Sweden. That's 10 o'clock in the evening. England, by the way, made it through as group winners. Earlier on, they were able to beat Panama by a couple of goals to nil. They're going to face DR Congo in the last 32. We'll bring you that one on Wednesday. That is Wednesday early evening, that one. So Tash Dowie across the TalkSport network, lots of big games to come. Can
I just say, before I get loads of abuse online, I do not like the hydration break.
Tash Dowie says live she loves the hydration break.
However, as a commentator, I've actually found it quite interesting breaking the game down, because, for instance, a Jordan right now, they would have loved to have got in at 0-0 before this hydration break. This is a game changer now for them. You know, and I found that quite fascinating, how it can change momentum, not necessarily in a good way, but for teams like Jordan, they'll be happy for this drinks break.
Tash Dowie in pure Alan Partridge style saying, can I shock you? I actually don't like the hydration breaks, as it turns out. Just on Jordan's point of view, They barely had the ball. They've made that error for the free kick. It was a rather rash challenge in the end, although, as you said, Abutana did take the ball initially. How do they then respond? Because they can't really change how they play. They are by nature a containing counter team. They
are, and it's really tough with regards to that, because you have a game plan that you set out, and again it is about staying in the game, waiting for those moments, set pieces, counters, and then to concede so early on in a formation as well where they can't really make a lot of changes. And I think this is the thing, you know, I'm surprised maybe there wasn't more changes today, because this has been really the main starting team for the first two games. There is going to be tired legs, you know, physically and mentally, and that's going to continue, you know. So I think for me it's a case of now going at half-time as close as you can to a 1-0. Can you have a moment? But it's when you do get those moments, you have to make it stick, you have to make it worthwhile. But it's more mentally than anything. This actually isn't physically a taxing game for them. It's about mentally keeping switched on, and when they do have tired legs, those moments about giving away the free kick, you can't allow that to happen. And it's tough, it's really tough.
So now that the first hydration break that Tash Dowie does not like, just remember, does not like, we are back underway. Throw in for Argentina on the far side, taken by Ezequiel Palacios, by a Leverkusen player. He's had his injury problems, actually, Palacios. Not least a fractured spine he suffered a few years ago, but he is an important player for Bayer Leverkusen. And they have it here down the right-hand side with Simeone. Forward to Nico Pax. Players linking up there whose fathers both played for Argentina. And Giuliano Simeone has had to battle claims of nepotism for years. Said people would say I'd only get chances because I'm Cholo's son. He said I am a Simeone and I'm proud of that, but it's important to focus on myself and make my own career.
And I tell you what, sometimes actually having a footballing name is harder.
As you would know. I was going to say, as you would know. Especially being a striker as well.
Good job. Uncle Ian wasn't known for being a prolific goal scorer, so he always said that I've maybe scored more goals.
I'll let you say that. Space here for Argentina in the penalty area, and the cross came in from Simeone from the right edge of the box, and it was pretty well blocked actually by Abu Dhab, because he put his arms behind his back, which is the way defenders have to defend now, and it's a corner.
I mean, you said it before the game, didn't you, about Simeone and his playing style? I mean, he never stops running, does he? He's always an outlet.
And he is the Duracell bunny, no doubt about that. And the battery brands are available, of course. Corner here on the far side for Paredes. It'll be an outswinger from the number 5. Lots of movement in there. Whipped in with real pace. The header just skimmed off Otamendi. It's come out of the penalty area, and that'll come back in with Tagliafico with a low ball in off the crossbar, and then a brilliant save from Abu Layla on the follower. They can't believe they haven't scored there. Lautaro Martinez hit the crossbar. Senesi on the follow-up couldn't score either.
I mean, how Martinez hasn't scored? How much time did Tagliafico have? I think he stays on. It looks on. You have to score from there. That's not a hard chance at all. It's a great ball in, and he swept it in with his left foot.
So Lautaro Martinez clips the crossbar, tried to lift it over Abu Layla, and then Senesi with a diving header, and Abu Layla did brilliantly to touch that over the top. And then there was a sense that maybe Senesi was caught in the face by Nizar Al-Rashdan afterwards.
He has been caught in the face there, you know. This could get looked at. That's quite dangerous play, in my opinion.
Yeah, the referee, Istvan Kovac, is going to come and have a look at this. This could be a penalty for Argentina, because Senesi with the diving header on the follow-up was denied by the goalkeeper Abu Layla, but Nizar Al-Rashdan, in desperately trying to get there to make the clearance, has kicked Senesi in the face. Now, Istvan Kovac is just coming across to the monitor. The Jordanian captain Ehsan Haddad has just come across to speak to him. And Istvan Kovac was marching towards the screen and then stopped. There is a check going on for a possible penalty, and now he will carry on, the referee, to have a look at this. And you can only conclude, Tash, from what we've seen, that is dangerous play.
Yeah, it is dangerous play. I mean, there could be the argument of, well, he's gone down, it's a diving header, but you can see here, you know, it's brave play by the centre-forward himself, the Argentina player, but this has to be given. You know, he's kicked him in the face, so for me, I'll be very surprised if this isn't a penalty.
All eyes and ears, indeed, will be on Istvan Kovac. He's just having another look, actually. He'd started to walk away from the VAR station, but now we'll find out what the decision is from the referee, but this does not look good for Jordan.
Number 21 from Jordan didn't play the ball. It is a kick on the head of the attacker. Decision is penalty.
Well, there you have it. It is going to be a penalty for Argentina. They should have scored anyway. Lautaro Martinez hitting the bar, and Senesi denied from close range, but that will be a penalty to Argentina. And Lionel Messi on the bench will be thinking, I could have had a free kick that's gone in. Now we've won a penalty. Let me on.
You've taken the words right out of my mouth.
So, in the absence of Messi, it's Lautaro Martinez, who's looking to score his 38th goal for his country. Lautaro Martinez from 12 yards against Abu Layla draws a big breath and scores. The Interstar makes no mistake, and Argentina, despite making 9 changes, are showing just why they are the world champions. Lautaro Martinez from 12 yards right into the bottom corner. It's Jordan 0, Argentina 2.
Yeah, nice moment for him, his first goal this World Cup. And do you know what? One that he deserves. You know, he's such a team player. I've watched him the first 2 games, and he will run his socks off for everyone as a number 9. But I tell you what, he puts that away so lovely. Fakes to go one side and just whips it back into the side net, and the keeper's never going to save that. And penalties are never easy to take. It's such a mental side of the game, but he never looked like missing, did he? I wrote it down already 2-0 before he'd even taken it.
Striker's confidence. 22 goals for Inter this season for Lautaro Martinez. They won the double with the Italian Giants, and Martinez, as always, the leading figure in anything they do. They absolutely adore him at San Siro. He has done a wonderful job for them year after year after year. And he's a fighter, isn't he? He's not just a wonderful centre-forward. There's a real energy, a real drive and desire from him.
He creates his own luck as well, and that's what I like about him. He can run off the back, he can come to feet. For me, he's got everything. He's strong, and then when you give him a chance, he's going to take it.
Austria have taken the lead against Algeria in the other game, by the way. Marko Onaktovic with the goal. You can listen to live commentary of that over on TalkSport 2. Don't worry, we won't be offended if you want to go and listen to that one.
We will, I will.
But, well, I shouldn't have spoken for you, should I, really? But here on TalkSport, Argentina lead by 2-0 against Jordan. And as well as Argentina have played so far, I don't think Jordan have really done themselves justice so far. But they are on a rough run. They've not won any of their last 7 internationals. They've lost the last 4. Last win was in December against Saudi Arabia. And I think their coach, Jamal Salami, will be somewhat disappointed, really, with how they've competed in the game. He took over as Jordan's coach in June 2024, replaced the very popular Hussein Amuta. He's done a fine job in qualifying Jordan for the World Cup for the first time. Here's Olwan down the right-hand side, and the curling cross, which is patched by Emi Martinez in the 6-yard box. The Aston Villa man, rock solid there, the man who won the Golden Glove at the World Cup in 2022. Here goes Simeone again down that right-hand side and tries to win a corner, but that's going to be a goal kick. It's an interesting one that Emi Martinez has started the game. There was talk of Juan Musso maybe coming in, or Geronimo Rulli. But you talk about strikers want to play every game. Get the sense Emi Martinez would not take kindly to being left out.
No, absolutely not. And I'm not saying it's different for a goalkeeper, not saying they have less to do. But no, he's an important player for them. And I think it's different as well as a keeper. I think, you know, you're behind your back 4. It gives you a bit of security. I mean, and that's just speaking from example. If we had a different keeper, it unsettles the team, in my opinion. So I think that's a position that has to stay.
Well, it's given away really cheaply by Al Arab, and to his credit, the long-haired centre-back wins that back. He's Nizar Al Rashdan, who was rather rash with his challenge on Senesi earlier on to give away the penalty, and he just ran out of room there and just chipped the ball straight out of play. And they just have no room to breathe at the moment, Jordan, when they're in possession. It's been a very impressive Argentina display so far, but Paredes has just given the ball away really cheaply. Shot driven in from range was blocked. It was Fahouri who had the shot, and now Ali Olwan tries to cross it in. That's blocked by Tagliafico, and goes behind for a Jordan corner. 34 on the watch on TalkSport. Jordan 0, Argentina 2.
Yeah, I think all you can ask for Jordan is the reaction for going 2-0 down. And both the mistakes were tied mistakes as well. And like I said earlier, that's why I am surprised there wasn't more changes made today.
It'll be the 22-year-old Ali Azeze, born in Germany, who's going to take this for Jordan. It's a poor one, cleared at the near post. Shot driven in from range was blocked really well by Argentina there. It just sat up really kindly. And Argentina survived that particular scare as we move towards the final 10 minutes of the 45. And now space for Ehsan Haddad. I think his 93rd cap for Jordan. Suffered an Achilles injury, but he's worked really hard to make sure he was fit for this World Cup. Now Ali Olwan, who's been absolutely everywhere for Jordan. He's been pulling out left, he's been playing through the centre. Here he is in the central area. And it's played forward by Abu Dab, the wide centre-back. And now maybe Fahouri can make something happen. Just 20, Ode Fahouri. But again, Argentina are able to snap in with the challenge. It's all a bit messy, though, on the edge of the Argentina box at the moment. Jordan have men forward, but they just can't find any clarity in the attack, and when they lose it, they're suddenly on the back foot. And here is the tireless Simeone. He certainly inherited his dad's work ethic. I mean, you don't play for Diego Simeone if you don't have that work ethic, do you?
Yeah, absolutely not. I just want to say that credit to Jordan and how quickly they got bodies back behind the ball when they did lose possession. I think that's so key. And you spoke about Haddad, their captain. I think he's put the most crosses in for Jordan this tournament, but just hasn't been able to get forward and actually deliver that much in the game, and that has been because of the lack of ball they've had. You know, they really haven't had any type of momentum, been able to build anything in this first half.
That's the problem, I guess, isn't it? If you're living off scraps, you panic a bit, don't you, really? You want to make sure you make the most of those chances. Here is Haddad, though, the captain, rampaging forward down the inside right channel, but he's got that all wrong. I think the idea was supposed to be to slide in Ali Olwan, but he'd stayed rather central. It's a pretty poor ball straight through to Emi Martinez. 37th minute on TalkSport. Jordan 0, Argentina 2. Over on TalkSport 2, we've got live coverage of Algeria-Austria. Austria leading by a goal to nil in that one. Marko Arnautovic with his 49th goal for Austria. Remarkable international career he's had.
I think what I found really fascinating as well looking into this game is both the goalkeepers for both teams have attempted to make the most line-breaking passes, and I think that's the way the game has developed now, is actually goalkeepers tend to have more of the ball and actually look to be the bravest players on the pitch. So I think that just also shows with the styles of plays of both the teams.
If you are just joining us, free kick from Giovanni Lo Celso and a penalty from Lautaro Martinez separating the teams. Remarkably, in his 9th appearance at the World Cup finals, Martinez scoring for the first time. He did get the winning goal in the Copa America in 2014 on US soil. Then in the World Cup he's had to wait until now. Here's Ali Olwan down the left for Jordan. Nice little drop of the shoulder, and the cross came in and was a dangerous one. And it was attacked on the edge of the area by Azeze, and he glances it well wide of the far post, but it was a lovely ball in, actually. Yeah,
it was. I feel like we haven't even said Azeze's name so far in this game. That might have been maybe his first touch even, but Olwan has been a real nuisance, to be honest, and he's probably been everywhere but where I want to see him, which is through that number 9 role. I think that's where he's most effective, but credit to him, he's dropped in at midfield, he's been left wing, right wing, and he is the one player that's trying to make something happen.
Ali Olwan did pick up an injury ahead of the tournament, playing for his Qatari team Al Salia. He's worked hard to come back. Injury's been a theme for Jordan ahead of this tournament. They certainly have missed Yazan Al Naimats. He looks so good in qualification. He's one of those players that really brings the best out of players around him, but sadly he's missed out on the tournament. Maybe that could have made a difference for Jordan. Here's Nico Paz just coming in off the right touchline. Forward it goes to Julian Alvarez. Alvarez, who has caused a bit of a stir by openly declaring he wants to leave Atletico Madrid in the summer. Barcelona would love to sign him, but are they going to be able to cobble together the money to do it? Because the feeling is that Atletico Madrid would want at least £125 million. Brilliant spin from Nico Paz in midfield. He's had some gorgeous touches in this first half. He's only 21. Could have played for Spain, but chose Argentina. Felt that was more representative of how he felt culturally. Wanted to follow in the footsteps of his father. That's absolutely what he's doing here.
I mean, it's like the ball stuck to his feet, the way that he just pirouettes. He's like a dancer.
13 goals for Como this season. He was phenomenal for them. And they're going to qualify for the Champions League, and Cesc Fabregas is doing a brilliant job there. Here come Argentina again down the inside right channel, but it was a loose touch by Alvarez, who's not quite looked as sharp as usual so far, Julian Alvarez, and Otamendi has to come across and deal with the danger on the far side. The right knocks it out of play for a Jordan throw.
It's like you're in my head today. Everything that telepathy. I want to say, you say. No, I was going to say exactly that. Alvarez come into the team today, and he has to perform if he wants to break into that starting 11. But for me, so far, he hasn't been there. He's been a little bit rusty, and Martinez looks, miles ahead of him at the moment.
So all good strike partnership to work. Here's Salah coming out of the back line. Great run from him. But what does he do now? He was in nosebleed territory there, and Ezequiel Palacios just came across and said, right, I'd like you to foul me now, and that's exactly what he did, and just released the pressure valve.
It's actually silly, to be honest, and again, I think when you are tired physically, then mentally you make silly decisions. He's going nowhere, he's stuck in the corner with his back to the ball. Don't need to foul him there, but instead, you know, you give away that cheap foul, and yeah, that's what I mean, the decision-making in this first 41 minutes by Jordan has been poor.
I do enjoy that when big centre-backs charge forward from the defensive line up front and then completely lose the plot. No idea what to do. Bit of space here for Nico Paz. He does know what to do. Surging towards the edge of the area. Low ball across the face of goal. Swept away by Abdallah Nassib. And that's going to be a throw to Argentina. But again, Nico Paz catching the eye.
I like him a lot. You know, he looks like he's got everything, change of pace as well. But what I'm saying is, where's the number 9? You know, Martinez and Alvarez, one of you has to be in there. That's a tap-in. It's a beautiful ball.
This could be Buenos Aires, by the way. The atmosphere in this stadium. Argentina fans phenomenal so far. No surprises there. And then the foul won by Azeze, who plays his football in Saudi Arabia for Al Shabab. And he manages to just release a bit of pressure on Jordan.
The only thing I would say as well with Alvarez and Martinez playing together, both very good players, but in my opinion a bit too similar. They always make the same movements, and I think when maybe a Messi's playing, obviously he drifts and does what he wants, and then the other one then is a little bit higher.
It's interesting with Lautaro because he does tend to work quite well in a pairing. If you look at his history, he's brilliant alongside Romelu Lukaku for Inter at one stage. He's played really well with Marcus Thuram more recently at Inter. But yeah, those two haven't really dovetailed so far, and they don't play a lot together for obvious reasons. It's usually one or the other. Great challenge from Paz there, showing another side to his game, winning that ball back tenaciously, tigerishly for Argentina. But then the ball given away rather cheaply in midfield, and here is Al Rawabde, the number 8 for Jordan. Fires it long, looking for the run of Azeze. They just cannot get moving, Jordan, at the moment in attack. And this atmosphere is very pro-Argentina, as you would expect.
It's brilliant, isn't it? And to be fair, the team are giving the crowd something to sing about. It's been a great performance this first half.
Lionel Scaloni, the coach, did talk about the rotation, and he said, I have to give credit to the boys who are always there, training to the max. They're great players. They deserve to come in when there's a chance. But the idea is still to play in the same way. And that's the impressive thing, really, that Argentina haven't missed a beat, even though they've made 9 changes. I feel like we're having to shout a bit louder because of this deafening noise from the Argentina fans. And the Jordan fans, to give them credit, doing their bit to compete, even though the team is struggling to compete at the moment. Here was a bit of space for Hussam Abu Dhab. Centre-back slides it into midfield for Al-Rashdan. Now it goes out to the left-hand side, the far side, as we look at it. And here is the ever-moving Ali Oloan, this time pulling out to the left, gets to the edge of the area, tries to go past a couple of challenges and has, stabs it back to the edge of the box. Azeze tries to bring the ball under his spell. He's been forced out of the box here. Turns onto his left foot. And Celio Algeria have just equalised over on TalkSport 2 against Austria. So that's 1-1. Live commentary in that game. And then the Jordan attack breaks down once again. And not only are Jordan struggling, but Argentina are working so hard without the ball, Tash. That's the impressive thing. They could just stroll around. They've got the lead. But they're working as if it's 0-0.
And that's why they are champions. You know, you don't win a World Cup by just having talented players. You have to do the work off the ball as well, no matter who you're playing. And that's why I liked your comment earlier about respecting your opposition, no matter who they are. And they're doing that today. I just think with Jordan, it's that balance of being patient, which they have been, but then also then at times then they are just forcing that last ball, going a bit too direct.
Voice of the former England striker Tash Dowie alongside Kevin Hatchard for this one. We're in the first minute of 5 added on at the end of the first half, which has very much belonged to Argentina. Free kick from Giovanni Lo Celso, a penalty from Lautaro Martinez. Space here for Julian Alvarez in the 10th position, just spins and plays it out to Paz. His hair flowing behind him, tries to just knock it to Alvarez, but again it doesn't stick with Alvarez, but he's won it back. Right corner of the penalty area, Argentina's number 9. Exchanges passes with Simeone, but across comes Al Rashdan to deal with the danger. Now Paredes, 30 yards from goal, clips it back into the box. Can Simeone keep it in? Yes, he has. Remarkable from him. Palacios, right corner of the penalty area, back to Paredes, tried to squeeze it through for Palacios, and Jordan, to their credit, stood strong, and now they launch it long, looking for the run of Fahuri, and it's brilliant defending from Senesi. They do look rock solid, Argentina, don't they?
I mean, I don't see a weakness at the moment. There's actually a really good ball as well. Fahuri was in a foot race there, and you actually fancied him, but Argentina just too strong.
I've just heard those chimes to announce that equaliser in the stadium for Algeria. Keep thinking it's time to go to the gate at the airport every time I hear those. Just getting those panicky moments. Here is Paredes just inside the Jordan half. He's had a very steady game, Paredes. Now Paz round the corner for Lautaro Martinez, tried to flick it into the path of Lo Celso. It was clever from Lautaro. He apologises, but it was the right idea.
I mean, Paz has been at the heartbeat of everything, hasn't he? And when you talk about the option that he could have played for Spain, you can absolutely see that with the way that he plays. His playing style is that left foot, right foot, can spin on a coin there and can see a part as well. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far.
Here's Paredes forward towards Simeone. He's really caught the eye as well. Edge of the area now, back with Nico Paz. Another balletic spin, taking him away from Al Arab. And that's going to be a free kick for Argentina. They just cannot stop Nico Paz at the moment. It's like trying to pin down a cloud.
It's hard as well, because if you get too tight to him, he can roll you. But also then if you step off him, we've already seen his change of pace. So for me right now, I'm thinking, well, how do you go up against him? His left foot, his right foot. And we talk about claiming a spot in the starting 11. He might be one that's sneaking into that starting 11 for me.
I'll say, I'm a little surprised that Real Madrid didn't try and keep him. They had the buyback. Free kick here wide on the right for Argentina, played in by Paredes. Free header wide of the target. Oh, massive chance for Otamendi. He was all alone, and he tried to plant the header just inside the far post, and he's put it wide.
I mean, what a delivery this is. I think he's just offside, which has probably saved his blushes a bit. I mean, it's good contact, but he just needs to get it back in to the post there, and he'll be glad to see that go wide. But it's a great delivery, and Jordan have just switched off. Again, switched off. That's why I think they have to make changes at half-time.
He's a real threat, Otamendi, from set plays. So strong in the air, of course. Here comes Jordan down the far side, the left, though. We're in the 4th of 5 additional minutes. It's with Abu Dhab back to halfway. Jordan looking to find a way back into this game. But this is a real thrill for them, make no mistake. This is their reward for qualification. Chance to share the stage with the world champions. But Argentina have won it back again. Lautaro Martinez charging forwards, edge of the D. He's found Alvarez. Julian Alvarez, good block by the goalkeeper. Abu Layla stood strong, got his angles right. And then Argentina can't make anything happen on the rebound. They think they should have a corner, but Jordan are getting on with it. They've taken the goal kick already. Argentina are still complaining, but they're not going to get the decision they want. The space here for Al Rashdan, who gave away the penalty. Nizar Al Rashdan plays for Qatar Sport Club. He's been a Jordan player for 5 years now. Space here for Ehsan Haddad down the right-hand side, the captain for Jordan. Back to Abdallah Nassib, who plays in Iraq. Final seconds of the first half at the Dallas Stadium. Argentina 2-0 up on TalkSport. Haddad down the right edge of the area. Attempted cross by Fahuri, but that's blocked. And that will be all she wrote for the first half. And Argentina, despite the fact they've made 9 changes, have shone. They're in total control. A wonderful spellbinding free kick from Giovanni Lo Celso gave them the advantage, and then Lautaro Martinez with an expertly taken penalty. Lionel Messi, watching on from the bench, will have been impressed by what he's seen from his teammates, but maybe a little bit jealous that he could have been taking that free kick and that penalty. So far, so good for the world champions half-time. It's Jordan 0, Argentina 2.
Thank you very much, Kev Hatchard, live over on TalkSport.
Selection wrong, because he's brought back Musa Al-Tamari and Mahmoud Al-Mahdi, who are much more experienced than the young men who replaced them in the lineup, Ode Fahouri and Ali Azeze. They've gone off, and Mahmoud Al-Mahdi and Musa Al-Tamari have come on. Al-Mahdi winning his 90th cap, Al-Tamari his 95th. So they tried the next generation and it didn't quite work. What can the older heads produce in this second half as Argentina get us back underway, playing from left to right as we look at it, in their dark blue shirts, black shorts. Jordan in their all-white kit with red trim, playing from right to left. So a double change for Jordan at half-time. No changes yet for Argentina. Tashdawi, what do you make of those changes from Jordan?
Really positive. I think we were both surprised to not see Al-Tamari start the game. He's got one assist already and probably been their best player or one of their key players. And then I think now with Al-Mahdi coming on, it allows Olwan to go through the middle, which is his best position.
I'll give you the two lineups in just a moment. Lionel Messi's just gone for a little jog down the touchline and was cheered to the rafters as if he'd scored his hat-trick goal. Must be quite something to have that kind of adulation. It's not quite happened for me yet. I haven't given up yet. One day maybe. Here's Otamendi bringing it out from the back. I think it's odds against, in fairness. Here's Paredes at the base of midfield. Look really sharp.
I was cheering your commentating yesterday, so...
See, some fans, only some. Here is Paredes, just shy of halfway, plays it across to Senesi, whose diving header led to the penalty that Argentina were given. If you missed the first half, Giovanni Lo Celso scored a wonderful free kick to give Argentina the lead, and then a penalty from Lautaro Martinez, his first goal in the World Cup finals in his career. And that's what's given Argentina a platform here, and they've no doubt slick start to the second half, going long, looking for Simeone. His incredible running really caught the eye in that first half. Let's give you the Argentina team quickly. Emi Martinez in goal, Talifico, Otamendi, Senesi, Simeone at the back, Paredes and Palacios, the holding midfielders, Lo Celso, Alvarez and Paz supporting Lautaro Martinez in attack as Palacios takes the throw, finds Julian Alvarez, former Manchester City player. And what a player he was for City. Argentina have it in midfield, and it's the impressive Nico Paz into the centre circle. It's just calmly dealt with. Paredes has been rock solid in those situations in tight spaces, and he's played a lovely ball through the middle. The rid again here. Lautaro Martinez round the goalkeeper, drove himself wide, but it's stabbed home now by Lo Celso, but the flag's up. Well, Giovanni Lo Celso teed up by Lautaro Martinez, but was the original run from Martinez offside?
Yeah, it was. Just, I think, what he's done is he's come from an offside position, tried to then come back onside, but hasn't been able to enough. Actually, I thought the initial then run around the goal, he was poor. I think he could have finished it first time. Then redeems himself by setting up Lo Celso, but yeah, he is offside.
Giovanni Lo Celso's had the ball in the net twice for goals ruled out, and once legally, so a hat-trick in spirit, if not in reality. The Jordan team, by the way, Abu Layla in goal, Abu Dab, Al Arab and Nasib at the back, Abu Taha, Al Rashdan, Al Rawabde and Haddad across the midfield, and a front three of Al Mahdi, Olwan and Al Tamari. And here they come on the charge here, looking for a bit of space on the far side, the right, and the free kick's been given against Jordan there by Istvan Kovac. And Tashdawi, you're not impressed with that decision?
No, not at all. It's a shoulder to shoulder, in my opinion. A little bit of a nudge, but he goes down too easy, I think. It's poor refereeing there. I have been impressed with Olwan. I know my eye straight away always goes to the number 9s or the forwards, but I think he's, in a team that's been struggling, it's never easy as a number 9, when you are a lone striker, but he's worked relentlessly.
I liked your comment earlier on that said goalkeepers maybe do a bit less. Not that I would say that, even though you just blatantly said it. Strikers, honestly.
We are a different breed.
Ali Olwan, who did score Jordan's first ever World Cup Finals goal, scored against Austria, is Talifico down the left-hand side, the Lyon man. Sent off in 2 of his last 3 performances for Lyon. the end of the season. He's quite a tenacious player, considering he's not the biggest, Tagliafico. The Argentina fans, by the way, having a wonderful party. And they're looking forward to Miami already. That's the game against Cape Verde in the round of 32. That's going to be really quite something. And just a loose touch there on the left-hand side by Abu Dhabi. He just saw the ball rear up at him and he couldn't control it. And here comes Nico Paz once again for Argentina. The world champions 2-0 up on TalkSport against Jordan. Set for maximum points here. Palacios has found Lo Celso, edge of the area, onto his left foot. Lovely ball through, and Lautaro Martinez, just as he pulled the trigger, was denied by a brilliant challenge from Abu Taha, and the ball ran loose for the goalkeeper Abu Layla. That was brilliant defending.
Oh, it was. First of all, congratulations to him, but I am just sitting here with a smile on my face watching Paz. Has he even given the ball away yet? Everything he is doing, it is like gold dust. It really is.
He has been phenomenal. Here come Jordan, though, down the left-hand side. Ali Olwan, the number 9, cuts it back to the edge of the area, and the shot is blazed over the top from the half-time substitute, Moussa Altamari, who is their star player. 8 goals for Rennes this season. The first Jordanian to score in Liga, but he got that horribly wrong, and it's an Argentina goal kick.
Yes, the first mistake really by Argentina. Otamendi actually ends up slipping over, and Olwan, again, I've said it, you know, he's everywhere, picks out a really nice cut back there, and Tamari, you can kind of say, oh, is he a little bit rusty, hasn't really had a touch yet this half, but a player of his quality has to do better there.
Here goes Lautaro Martinez, foraging down the left-hand side, up against Abdallah Nasib on that left touchline. He wins the throw, but nothing more than that. Argentina looking to once again become world champions, looking to become only the 3rd nation to defend the World Cup. Space here for Jordan to bring the ball out from the back with some Abu Dhabi, the number 4, and goes infield to Al Rashdan, just the left of the centre circle. Now Al Rawabde, who plays in Malaysia with Selangor, and he's found Ehsan Haddad, won the title in Jordan with Al Hussein. Ehsan Haddad, he's won league titles with 5 different clubs in his storied career. 93rd appearance for his country in this one. And then Altamari can't catch up with it down that right-hand side. He's a player that has dealt with a lot of pressure in his career. He said that I'm not the next Mo Salah. He said I'm the first Moussa Altamari. Quite like that sense of swagger. He certainly earned it. He's had a reputation as a bit of a trailblazer. And now Jordan have it again. They're starting to profit from a little bit of sloppy play from Argentina at the start of this second half, something we didn't see in the first period, but Argentina have won the ball back, and here's Lo Celso moving into space. What a great game he's had in his first World Cup finals match, and a shot comes in from range from the inside left channel from Lautaro Martinez, and I think the goalkeeper might have got a touch to that on the way over. I think Abu Layla was at full stretch there. It might get given as a goal kick, but he really hit that, Lautaro Martinez.
I thought he got a touch, but actually hits the crossbar there. Martinez has really impressed me the way he started this second half as well. What I like as well is looking to stretch him behind a little bit more, which is freeing up space for the midfield players. But that is a great effort by him, very unlucky. And
just clipped the top of the crossbar on its way through. Goalkeeper was all in line. Al Rawabde trying to charge towards the edge of the Argentinian area, but loses possession. It's been a really lively game, this, when you bear in mind that Jordan came into it knowing they were going to be bottom. Argentina came into it knowing they were going to win the section. But these two teams have played like there's something on the line.
And the fans as well, you can just see them there, the Jordan fans, smiling, having fun. This is what football's all about, moments like this.
How many times do you get to take on the world champions? I can tell you, by the way, the magic man, Lionel Messi, is ready to come on. And he will be chasing history. We'll tell you why in a moment. Here's Altamari for Jordan, though. Little 1-2. 30 yards from goal, dead centre. Nice little shift of the feet from Almadi. It's a lovely move, this! And they've got a goal back! A low ball into Altamari. And the half-time substitute makes his mark. A goal against the world champions. It was a close-range finish, but an incisive move. What a moment for Jordan. It's Jordan 1, Argentina 2.
I tell you what a goal. It's great play here. A little 1-2 movement in tight areas. They get it out to the right-hand side. What about this for a ball? First time. You're not going to get a better ball than that. And someone that we were both surprised not to see start the game has said to the manager, well, this is why you shouldn't have started me. He puts his team right back into the game. And I tell you what, Lionel Messi now, he's coming on to a much tighter game than what he thought he was.
Well, he's used to blazing a trail for Jordan. He's Moussa Altamari, and he has made his mark on the global stage with a goal against Argentina. And that is the first goal that Argentina have conceded at these World Cup finals. And they're going to make a double change. Thiago Almada is going to come on, and Lionel Messi, who has already dominated these World Cup finals with 5 goals, is going to come on, and if he scores, he will be the first man ever to score in 7 consecutive World Cup finals matches. He's already got more goals in the World Cup finals than any player in history, 18 and counting. Can he light up yet another game in the World Cup? But do you think Lionel Scaloni, the coach, will be a little bit upset with the way they've started this second half? We'd said already they've been guilty of a couple of sloppy moments, but Jordan opened them up there.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. I think the top teams don't drop their standards, even if it is 2-0 and it's comfortable. 2-0 is a tricky scoreline. It's a dangerous scoreline.
It's Julian Alvarez down the inside left channel for Argentina. 57th minute here on TalkSport. Jordan 1, Argentina 2. Alvarez inside left channel coming onto that favoured right foot, works it to Palacios, Ezequiel Palacios out to Simeone down the right hand side in an advanced position, back to Palacios, just glides across the turf under pressure from Almardi, and now they work it to Simeone again. Austria have taken the lead over on TalkSport 2. It's Austria 2, Algeria 1. That would put Iran back in the reckoning for a place in the last 32. Here is Lautaro Martinez inside left channel, 25 yards from goal for Argentina. Argentina, who are going to win the group with 9 points as things stands. Jordan will have 3 defeats and no points, but some memories made along the way, not least that goal from Altamari. Here's Otamendi, comes forward from the defensive line, strokes it to Simeone down the right, loose touch by Paz. There's a collector's item, and now Al Rashdan comes forward for Jordan, and he's overhit that pass, and they're a bit upset, the Jordan attackers, because if that ball had been a bit more accurate, it might have been in.
It's a moment, and I feel as if they're smelling blood right now.
It's been an incredible change to the game, and you have to credit Jamal Salami for admitting, the Jordan coach, that he got his team selection wrong. He's brought in the experienced guys. It's given away really cheaply though by Altamari, who's just trying to slide it down that inside right channel. Argentina could bring it away with Paredes. Can Argentina reclaim a grip of this game? Messi still waiting to come on. Pass gliding forwards now, out to Alvarez, left edge of the penalty area for Argentina, onto his right foot, just chips it to Lo Celso, controls it on his thigh, lays the ball off, and here they come again with Paredes. Palacios inside right channel, tries to squeeze it in to the penalty area, and the ball just popped up for Paz, and his right-footed volley goes well wide of the target. It's Jordan 1, Argentina 2 on TalkSport.
Yeah, Lo Celso's down right now. I didn't see it. He's holding his ankle. He looks in quite a lot of pain. It'll be interesting to watch that one back. But that was half a chance by Paz. On the edge of the box there, sat up for a volley, and I think he's ended up hitting it with his shin. But that's a moment I think he would have hoped to have done a little bit better there.
Yeah, it was just played towards him on the edge of the area. He stepped over it to let it run. And as he did so, there was a coming together between him and one of the Jordanian defenders. And he's just landed a bit awkwardly. Argentina didn't suggest that there was any case to answer in terms of a penalty. There were no real... I mean, Lo Celso's having a word now. He's saying that he was caught. The referee is not having a bar of that. Riyad Mahrez has just equalised for Algeria, by the way. What a game that is over on TalkSport 2. But here on TalkSport, we're about to see the introduction of what the numbers will tell you is the World Cup's greatest player. Here he is, listen to the roar, Lionel Messi. That is what adulation sounds like. So Lautaro Martinez makes way, and on comes the great man. More World Cup finals goals than anyone in history. Lionel Messi, who has delivered 5 goals already at these World Cup finals. Alexis McAllister is going to come on. They're going to make a triple change, actually. Nico Paz making way. So Alexis McAllister of Liverpool comes on for him. Thiago Almada also on. And it was Lautaro Martinez who made way for Messi. And Messi straight away going across to take a corner that Argentina have just won down the right-hand side. And the number 10 is on it now. Plays it to Thiago Almada. Substitutes combining. Messi inside right channel. There's a buzz every time he gets it. Here he is again, 25 yards from goal. Just tries to drag it into the Jordan area, but Jordan able to clear. 61 minutes gone. Jordan 1, Argentina 2, and just by being on the pitch, Messi has changed the game.
He can do that, just his presence. It gives players a little bit of a lift when it's been flat for Argentina this second half. So him coming on will be a big boost. I'm a little bit sad to see Paz go, if I'm being honest. I would have liked to have seen him got more game time.
Messi with a lovely ball to find Thiago Almada. Back to Messi, edge of the D. Messi, who is leading the Golden Boot race at the moment with 5 goals. He was player of the tournament, of course, 4 years ago in Qatar as he led Argentina to victory. That was the big thing missing on his CV, and he answered those critics emphatically by lifting that famous golden trophy. Now, the changes, by the way, the other change, I thought it was going to be Lo Celso coming off because he was moving a bit gingerly, but the player they've actually brought off as the third change is Giuliano Simeone, which is a bit of a reshuffle, actually. We'll keep an eye on that one tactically for you. Here is Paredes, just in the centre circle, finding McAllister, who tried to flip it over the top. Looking for Messi, the right idea, but the wrong execution, and actually it was the wrong graphic that was... I was just having a look around to see if that was correct, and my initial instinct was right. Lo Celso did go off. They flashed up a graphic suggesting Simeone had gone off, but we had a little look around, and there he is. But there we go on the right for Argentina. Here come Argentina once again. 63rd minute on TalkSport. Jordan 1, Argentina 2. Jordan keeping Argentina honest here. Nice little turn by McAllister. Space in between the lines. Finds Simeone on that right-hand side, and they work it infield to Paredes. Paredes just in the inside left channel as the world champions look for a way through. Can Lionel Messi extend this scoring run in World Cup finals matches to 7? Little 1-2 on the edge of the area involving Messi, but he can't find his way through that Jordanian wall, and the referee actually has given a free kick. McAllister brought down earlier in the move, and it's in Messi territory, and that's why there's a buzz around the stadium.
Here we go. Yeah, it really is. He'll be getting that ball straight away, eyeing up where he wants to go it. And it's just, it's tired decision making now, it really is. And you can understand that. These players have put a lot into this game. They're still in the game, but it's late from Al Arab. He catches McAllister on the toe. And I think that's probably, looking back at this game, probably going to be Jordan's biggest disappointments, is every single opportunity they've given them, the 2 goals, has been through tired mistakes. Argentina haven't really had to work for the goals.
It's just to the left of centre. It is prime Messi territory. Paredes is by it. No chance. This is going to be Messi's. He just goes through his routine. Takes a few steps back. It's a big wall. But that hasn't stopped Messi in the past. Messi for history. It's Messi, it's curling, and it's over the top. Just couldn't get it down in time. And Lionel Messi off target in his 202nd game for Argentina.
It actually looked a little bit further away when you actually saw him take the shot. I mean, you still fancy him even from that distance, but that would have been one hell of a goal if he could have got it in from there.
I fancy him from the halfway line, to be honest.
Very true, very true.
65 gone at the Dallas Stadium in Arlington, Texas, the home of the famed NFL franchise, the Dallas Cowboys. And it is Jordan 1, Argentina 2 on TalkSport. Over on TalkSport 2, bit of a cracker between Austria and Algeria. That one's level at 2-2 at the moment. And there was talk of a convenient draw between them. Has absolutely not been the case. They've been taking chunks out of each other from the first whistle in that game. It's been a belter, so you can listen to that one on TalkSport 2 should you so wish. But here on TalkSport, it's been a very entertaining game between Jordan and the world champions. See, I told you there's no dead rubbers at the World Cup.
No, you're always right, yeah.
They all mean something. There's Otamendi in the inside right channel, just strokes the ball back to Emi Martinez, wearing kind of aquamarine goalkeeping kit. And now Paredes, who's seen so much of the ball in that deep midfield area, spins a pass towards Messi, who did not jump with the defender. By the way, just to tidy up, there was a yellow card for Yazan Al-Arab for the challenge that led to that free kick earlier on. So there have been a couple of yellow cards for Jordan players in this one. McAllister has played so much football, Alexis McAllister, in the last few years, and he played 55 times for Liverpool in the season just gone, and he's a key man for Argentina. He's been playing Copa Americas, World Cup qualifiers, World Cup finals. He's played big games for Liverpool. Of course, won the title with Liverpool under Arne Slot. It's been a punishing schedule for him.
Absolutely has, and probably hasn't played to the level that he would have liked to have at club level this season. So that'll be something that he'll want to put right here at this major tournament.
Yes, he's got a new manager in Andoni Iraola, who you would think would be a perfect match for him, really. The way that Iraola wants to play. Exciting times at Anfield going into the new season. Here's Palacios down that right-hand side. He's been pulling into that right-back position pretty much the whole game, really, allowing Simeone to get forward down the right. Here's Alvarez on the half-turn now, 40 yards from goal. Tried to find Messi, but the ball got away from the number 10. There's a Barcelona legend, Lionel Messi, but currently playing his football for Inter Miami. So to some degree, he'll be on home turf against Cape Verde, playing in Miami. And the universally loved hydration break comes around again, as you can hear, and I can give you an idea of some of the great World Cup action we've got coming up for you on TalkSport. The round of 32 starts on Sunday night, 8 o'clock. Got live commentary of the co-hosts Canada up against South Africa. Monday, just chock full of crackers. Monday at 6 o'clock in the evening, Brazil against Japan. What a wonderful game that's going to be. And then at 9:30 in the evening, Germany against Paraguay. Early hours of Tuesday morning on TalkSport, the Netherlands against Morocco. Then at 6 o'clock in the evening, we've got Ivory Coast against Norway. And the last game on the Tuesday night is France against Sweden. And the big one for England is on Wednesday. We'll bring you every kick of England against DR Congo. That is 5 o'clock, early evening kickoff, that one on Wednesday. England against DRC. You will hear every kick with us right here on TalkSport. And that will be the case from now until the end of the tournament. We've brought you every game so far. We'll bring you every game between now and the end of this tournament. Tashdawi, Argentina with this narrow lead. Haven't played as well in the second half as they did in the first. Is that Jordan playing better, or is that Argentina understandably just moving down the gears a bit?
I'm going to give the credit to Jordan, actually. I think they've really stepped up. I think they've made changes that has allowed them to perform at a better level, which they've shown in the first two games. I also think there has been a tiny little bit of a case of Argentina maybe getting a bit sloppy and taking their foot off the gas, and you can't allow that. You know, you can't allow that at any level. You know, this is a competition. We've already seen some shock results so far. So they need to up that. They haven't turned up this second half at all, and that's something that I'm sure is being addressed now in the team huddle.
We've just seen a replay actually on our monitors of the reaction of Moussa Al-Tamari to scoring that goal. And that's what this is all about, because yes, Jordan are going out, we knew that, but to score against the world champions on the global stage, what a lovely moment for Moussa Al-Tamari. He played a big role in getting them here in the first place. He scored 7 goals in the qualification section, and he might not have become a footballer at all if his mother had her way, because his parents had very contrasting ideas about what his future was going to look like. His father was always convinced he was going to be a top-class footballer. His mother said he should focus on his studies. See, she had the backup plan. She was probably right in the end, but
I love those kind of stories.
Football
Thanks
shone through. It's difficult, isn't it? Because, you know, you want to make it, you want to be ambitious, but as a parent you're thinking, well, that's great, but so few players make it.
No,
so you've got to have that backup plan.
Yeah, it's 1%, isn't it? Hardly that do make it, so I think that is important.
Valentin Barco, who many people thought was going to start this game, has just come on for Giuliano Simeone. Barco joining Chelsea from Strasbourg, where he's been really catching the eye in Liga. So he is on. He's looked really sharp in his early games for Argentina. It's only his 5th match for his country. He's scored a couple of goals already. Scored against Zambia in March. And he's a player that can slot in a lot of different positions. He can play midfield, he can play full-back. He's a really exciting technical footballer.
Well, I was about to say, Simone's only 23, and Barco's come on as a 21-year-old, so his versatility's got to be important, because naturally, probably that right-back position has been taken for now, so it's important, like you said, he can play in 2 or 3 different positions.
He's a player that, talking about the start of players' careers, he had an extraordinary start to his career, because when he was a youth at Boca Juniors, the club had no residential space for him at the academy. Had to make a 450-kilometre round trip 4 times a week in his father's Renault. So Dad came through for him there with the driving, and it's paid off, it's fair to say. Here is McAllister on halfway, 72nd minute in the Dallas Stadium here on TalkSport. Jordan 1, the world champions Argentina 2. Here's Messi, 5 goals and counting at these World Cup finals, 18 World Cup goals in his career, more than anyone in history, playing in his 6th World Cup. Absolutely remarkable longevity. He's turned 39 during this tournament. Still got the old magic. Here is Otamendi up from the defensive line as the Argentina fans start to serenade their team once again. Palacios infield to McAllister. Argentina know they're going to be playing Cape Verde in the round of 32. But they want to see this out. They want to finish the group stage with 9 points from 9. And Jordan, who've certainly improved since half-time, just again trying to contain and counter, trying to make sure they can spring the trap when the moment arrives. Here is McAllister once again, whose father Carlos won 3 caps for Argentina. Messi just slides the ball out to the left-hand side. Drop of the shoulder from Thiago Almada, Atletico Madrid player. Finds McAllister, back out to Thiago Almada, wearing number 16. McAllister again. So heavily involved in midfield for Argentina. Such a key cog in the machine. Barco in from the right wing. He was looking for Messi. Messi just let it run, but couldn't find a teammate. And now suddenly Jordan have got themselves in a real mess with Al Rawabde, who was suddenly surrounded by dark blue shirts there. He looked up, and to his horror, he had no help. Here's Messi on the turn, edge of the area, but just tried to play it to his right, and Palacios and Jordan got a foot in. And now they should be able to clear with Almadi, and that's a good ball. And to the captain, Hassan Haddad, down the inside right channel. He fires it forward, long. It's going to come here for Oluan. Inside left channel in the penalty area for Jordan. Plays it off to Almadi. Back out to Ali Oluan. He's played really well, actually. Ali Oluan, he's been willing to run the channels, willing to move into a central area. Now here's Haddad, tight to the right touchline, the far side as we look at it. Approaching the final 15 minutes of the 90 here on TalkSport. Jordan 1, Argentina 2. Jordan going home, but going home with pride. They've scored in all 3 of their group matches. They're the first debutants to do that since Ivory Coast back in 2006. Al Arab, huge centre-back, playing it across to the left-hand side to a fellow centre-back, Abu Dhab. And then it's just a loose challenge there by Argentina. It's given away a free kick. And an opportunity here for Jordan to make something happen.
Yeah, well, I was talking about Argentina not having many weaknesses, but this second half has made me question a little bit of not the mentality side, being able to keep that quality up. And this should never be a game, really. 72 in the world against number 1. But credit to Jordan this second half. Whatever was said at half-time by the manager, they really have taken their game to another level. You almost wish they had started with this team, because I think then we could have had a really good game in our hands.
Amer Jamous is coming on, the 23-year-old midfielder. Plays his football in Iraq. He's on for Nisar Al-Rashdan. And Jordan have this free kick in a rather dangerous area. And they only trail by a goal. It's going to be Almaty to take it. It's a decent ball in, very well headed away at the far post by Tagliafico, who is not the biggest, but he judged that to perfection, because they were loading the far post there, Jordan, and Tagliafico did well. Argentina struggling to clear their lines here, but they managed to break the first line of the press. And here's McAllister, and suddenly Argentina, in the blink of an eye, have turned defence into attack. Here's Barco, flame-haired midfielder, out to the right-hand side, and Palacios back to Barco. Now it's McAllister in midfield. He's got support around him, slows it down, finds Palacios, who more often than not for Argentina in this one has been raiding down that right-hand side. It's interesting, he is a central midfielder by trade, but he's just so comfortable on the ball. He was a cog in the Leverkusen machine under Xabi Alonso that won an unbeaten league and cup double, something that's never been done before in Germany, not even by mighty Bayern. Space here for Otamendi, up from the back, finding Palacios. Argentina just tiptoeing their way towards victory against a team that I suspect they had respect for going into the game, but they certainly do now. And Jordan just trying to keep their shape and hoping for that moment to counter. Can they become the first team to stop Messi scoring at this World Cup, even though Messi, of course, didn't come on until the second half?
Joe as well, that's just so impressive. Not that he needs to impress us any more than he already does, Lionel Messi. Just watching him, 99% of his game, he is either just standing still or walking around. And as a player, you feel as if you want to always get on the ball. You always want to feel as if you're a part of the action. He doesn't feel that, because he knows that when he does get on the ball, he's probably the one player on the pitch that will make something happen. And I can't tell you how hard that is. I'm fascinated by it. When I do actually watch, he is walking on the pitch. I mean, who else in the world of football does that?
If anybody has earned the licence to do that, it is him. It's a great run by Thiago Almada, away from 3 players, found Messi. Gorgeous little touch by Messi to find Julian Alvarez. It's back to Messi now, nice spin, goes down, free kick, 25 yards out, dead centre. And Lionel Messi, there were a couple of touches there that really befuddled and bamboozled Jordan, and he wins the free kick.
Yeah, and it's not often Lionel Messi goes down. I think if that was anywhere else on the pitch, he carries on his play, but he could sense that it was in a dangerous area, and actually going down would benefit him more there.
It's Amer Jamous who brought him down, and this is prime Messi territory, slightly to the right of centre, 25 yards out, maybe a shade under that. And the goalkeeper Yazid Aboulayla is thinking, I do not want to be the man on the wrong end of history here. Messi looking for what would be goal number 19 in World Cup finals. Messi to take. Argentina's number 10, left-footed shot, and there it is! History once again! again for Lionel Messi, the first man to score in 7 consecutive World Cup Finals matches. His 19th goal in the World Cup Finals. Magnificent, magical Messi. And it is Argentina 3, Jordan 1.
I'm just sitting here with a smile on my face. He finds the one gap, the only gap, and just curls it round, makes it look so easy. And it is not easy, by the way. Wraps it into that corner. 6 goals in 3. I mean, he is just in a world on his own.
A low, skidding free kick. History made once again. First man to score in 7 straight World Cup Finals matches. 19 and counting in the World Cup Finals. 6 in this World Cup. He is a phenomenon. Many people believe he's the greatest ever to do it. I count myself among that number. It's a debate we can have endlessly. But boy, he's put himself forward once again at this World Cup. And if they are going to win it once again, Argentina, he's going to be a central figure. There's no doubt about that. It's as good as a penalty, isn't it? When he gets a free kick in that central area, he might as well be placing the ball on the spot. In fact, he's probably better.
I was about to say.
Here's Barco again, down the right-hand side. Curls it into the area, volley clear by Al-Arab, and then the skidding shot wide of the target on the follow-up from Thiago Almada. I have to say, Almada's looked really good so far since coming on. It's a goal kick to Jordan. And we are going to get a change here. Julian Alvarez is making way. It's going to be Flaco Lopez, who only made his debut for Argentina in October. He's going to come on. He is a striker. So that's a straight change.
You know what I love as well with Messi? The smile on his face. It's like he's literally just played his first ever game. He doesn't take any game for granted. You know, he just looks like he's just happy, loving the game like he did probably as a 3-year-old kid, and I think that's so special.
82nd minute on TalkSport. Jordan 1, Argentina 3, and we've been privileged to witness history as Lionel Messi does it once again at the World Cup Finals. He's 2 ahead of Kylian Mbappe and Ousmane Dembele. Erling Haaland as well, Vinicius Junior, all on 4. But the great man's going to take some catching. And if Argentina do go deep in the tournament, as we think they will, he's the man who takes the free kicks, he's the man who takes the penalties, he's the man who scores all types of goals. I mean, he's just an extraordinary weapon to have in the team.
I mean, imagine playing with a player like this. He just brings the best out of everyone around him, because naturally the opposition are drawn to him, which then just frees up space and allows other players to have more time on the ball.
Imagine knowing every time you give away a free kick 25 yards from goal, that might be it. And you mentioned it, Tash. You know, we were expecting a curler, maybe a high effort, something like that. He's gone, there's a gap. And he's not that far from the goalkeeper, but there's no way Abu Layla is going to get there, because it's struck so crisply, so intelligently. There's no way of reacting.
His IQ level for the game is different to anyone else. He doesn't overcomplicate it. He just makes everything look so easy, and it really isn't. It's an absolute pleasure to watch.
Here come Jordan down the left-hand side looking for Ali Olwan. I have to give Jordan credit. This is not meant to be patronising in any way whatsoever, but the effort levels from them, they've kept on going, kept on pushing. It would have been so easy to collapse against this type of opposition, but they absolutely have not. They have represented their country at these World Cup finals phenomenally well. First ever appearance at the World Cup finals, and here's Al Samari, who's already scored a goal in this game, and he was looking for his captain Ehsan Haddad, and it was a poor ball really, and then Haddad fouls Tagliafico, let him off the hook there really, didn't have to foul him, but it is going to be a free kick to Argentina. Talifico's defended really well at left back in this one.
Yeah, what I like about him is he just goes about his business. He's nothing flashy. He doesn't like hog the headlines or anything, but he just does his job a solid 9 out of 10 every single game. He enjoys defending, and I like that. I don't think there's enough defenders in the modern game now that actually take responsibility for the defending side, but he does that.
Here's Barca. He's looked really good since coming on. It's with Thiago Almada in the centre circle. Lionel Scaloni will be disappointed by the sloppy start to the second half and the concession of the goal. First goal Argentina have conceded in these finals, but so much to enthuse about. Guys like Nico Paz and Simeone have come into the team and played well. Thiago Almada's come on and looked really sharp. Barco as well. It is a deep, deep squad that Argentina have. So much experience, but the next wave has real talent and potential too. And it all bodes well for Argentina. Cape Verde up next in Miami. It's a game, again, you'll hear live on the TalkSport network, and that'll be the case for all of the knockout games. Here come Argentina again with Barco. Just touches it round the corner, 30 yards out. Thiago Almada, drop of the shoulder, moving towards the D. Puts it across to Messi, left corner of the area. They've got men forward here. And the shot comes in from the inside left channel. It was Flaco Lopez trying to make some space and got the shot away. And it deflected just wide of the far post. Flaco Lopez, the Palmeiras striker, chancing his arm, and it nearly came off for him.
Yeah, first kind of real touch and involvement in the game, and gets half a yard and gets a shot off. I like that. But you also talk about the depth of this squad. The manager here can play different teams against different teams that they come up against as well, and I think that's really a weapon to have.
Messi will take the corner. It is an Argentina party. It could be Buenos Aires. Has been extraordinary, the level of support they have. And it's going to be a Messi corner. Drives it towards the near post. He was looking for McAllister, but it was watchful defending by Abdallah Nassib, who just jabs that behind for another corner. Jordan 1, Argentina 3 here on TalkSport. Over on TalkSport 2, the closing stages of Algeria and Austria. Messi's corner again towards the near post, again well dealt with by Jordan. It was Abu Taha getting to it this time. Messi will try again.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's going for that near post area. McAllister's not the strongest in the air. Now they've decided to go short.
And Messi will just drift that ball to the inside left channel to Thiago Almada, and then all the way back to the goalkeeper. It didn't quite work out there for Argentina how they wanted. But I tell you what, they're going to take some stopping at this World Cup. They want to grab hold once again of that golden trophy. Here's Lopez just running into Abu Taha, and then Barco goes to ground. Referee on the scene very, very quickly. Don't think the defender saw Barco coming there necessarily, and he's given away the free kick.
I mean, what about the pace of Barco as well, by the way? You know, should never be getting to that ball before the defender there, but does, and he's looked really lively since coming on and has won Argentina a free kick in a really dangerous area.
In making the challenge, Abu Dhab has done himself a mischief there, and he's nearly off the pitch but not quite. And remember, if he does have to go off the pitch for treatment, then Jordan will be down to 10 men for at least a minute. But actually looks like they're signalling to the bench that they need to make a change here, and indeed they are going to. It's going to be Salim Obeid, who plays for the Jordanian title winners Al Hussein. He's going to come on. It was a strange one, that, wasn't it? Because he'd won the initial challenge, and then Barco, like lightning, is in there, and suddenly he has to foul it.
Yeah, I think he's overstretched there and actually pulled, it looks like, the inside of his left groin. And that's a shame, because he's had a good game, and he won't want to go off right now. He'll want to see out the World Cup, but it looks like he's really struggling.
And Jordan will hope to represent their nation once again at the next World Cup finals. Of course, the expanded format has seen a fair few debutants come into the tournament, but Jordan were very strong in qualification, and they will feel that there are good young players coming through. It might be difficult for some of the players on the more experienced side of the spectrum to keep going for another 4 years. But certainly it feels like a team that has a lot more to give. And they're going to make two changes here. Mentioned Obeid coming on. They're also going to bring on Mohamed Abu Zureik for Ali Olwan. So he's going to get an opportunity in the closing stages. Obeid is going to come on for the injured Hussam Abu Dab. When you think about the magic of the World Cup, you think about what it means to not only players but coaches as well. And Jamal Salami, a former Morocco international who played at France '98, to be back in the World Cup finals as a coach means so much to him. Even though he's not Jordanian, he is Moroccan, it still means the world. And his team faces a Messi free kick, but it's wide on the right. Messi to take left-footed, drills it towards the near post, and all manner of players attacked it. The ball is squirted behind for another Argentina corner, is it? No, looks like it might be a goal kick, actually. There were about 3 or 4 players who attacked it at that near post, and Jordan got away with one there. It is a goal kick, and they've taken it fairly quickly. We're in the first of 5 additional minutes at the end of a really entertaining game at the Dallas Stadium. The dead rubber this has not been. It's been really entertaining fare. Argentina knew they were going to win the group. They're going to do it in style. It's great defending from Abdallah Nassib there. Showed great strength. Tried to funnel the ball down the inside right channel looking for Al-Tamari, but it didn't quite work out. As things stand, Austria and Algeria are going to make progress, locked together in that game. Jordan will finish bottom on 0 points, but certainly not 0 plaudits. Here is Abu Zureik out to the captain Haddad, tight to the right touchline. There have been players in this squad who've really worked hard to shrug off injury to be here. Ball bouncing around on the edge of the Argentinian area. Al-Tamari making a nuisance of himself. Argentina struggling to clear their lines here. All a bit messy, and not in a good way for Argentina. Word messy is usually a positive thing for them. Barco goes down under the challenge of Al-Rawabde. And that ball just squirts out for a Jordan corner, and still they push. Yeah,
a little bit of an experience there from Barco. Initially he does really well, strong defensive duties, but sometimes, just kick the ball out for a throw-in. But instead he tries to do a little bit too much and actually ends up kicking it out for a corner now.
Mahmoud Al-Mahdi to take the corner, 7 assists in qualification. So he is capable. Here it comes right-footed. It's a really good ball in, but headed away strongly by Argentina. 2.5 minutes to go. This honestly could have been a home qualifier for Argentina. The support they've had in this stadium has been phenomenal. Run by Al-Mahdi, who goes down and then handles it as he goes down. And Tashdao, as we approach the final moments, how impressed have you been by Argentina?
More than impressed, especially in the first half. And I think not taking anything away from him in the second, but they probably haven't really had to come out of second gear too much. It was very comfortable in the first half, started the game strong, looked throughout the units like a real force, no weaknesses in my opinion. And second half, really, the game's been won, and then they've been able to bring on some more of their experienced players. Squad depth for me is frightening, and they're definitely going to be there or thereabouts come the end of this tournament.
Ball played forward by McAllister, who was looking for Lopez through the middle. He couldn't find it. Little spin here by Al-Mahdi down the left-hand side. It's worked in fields. Jamus to the edge of the Argentinian area. Al-Tamari works it to Haddad. That's a great challenge by Barco. Raced across to the left to make it. He's still down. Referee happy to play on here. Final minute and a bit of the game. And now he is going to give a free kick for Argentina, but Barco raced from right to left to make the challenge. Algeria have just taken the lead late on against Austria. High drama. Closing stages of that game over on TalkSport 2. Should you so wish. Ian Dancer and Perry Groves on that one. And the chimes you've heard. You've just heard news of that goal going in. So a choice of listening, as has been the case all the way through these group stage finales. It's the beauty of having both TalkSport and TalkSport 2, that we can bring you the full range of World Cup experiences. Every single game of the tournament has come your way and will come your way on the TalkSport network. Austria dropping to third in the group. Here's Barca for Argentina, the last attack surely from the world champions. Messi, who's had his magical moment once again. Even off the bench he can do damage, and he has scored in 7 straight World Cup finals games. The first man to do that, and it is all over, and the world champions are going to take some stopping. 3 games in the group stage, 3 wins in the group stage. Lionel Messi off the bench to deliver a magical moment, but they didn't have it all their own way. They were dominant in the first half. A free kick from Giovanni Lo Celso, a penalty from Lautaro Martinez, giving them a 2-0 half-time lead. But Moussa Altamari came up with a moment that Jordan fans will remember forevermore. A goal against the world champions. That was in the 55th minute, and they sounded out the klaxon for Messi to come on, and he duly delivered a trademark free kick low into the net, and he wrapped up the victory for the world champions. The final score is Jordan 1, Argentina 3.
And we'll be back with you in just a moment, Kev. We've got to go to TalkSport 2 because late drama. Let's go to Ian Danta.
And it's a simple header from the 6-yard box. Just heads it past Bembo, and Algeria's goal. All of a sudden, Austria were out of the World Cup. Now they're back in the World Cup. Algeria thought they had their revenge. 3-3. What an amazing game dance we've seen here. What an amazing last minute we've just had. Austria look like they're out. Now they've got back in again. Kalajdzic getting the most important goal of his career.
And TalkSport listeners, join us at this point. We played 6.5 minutes past the 90. Only 4 minimum were added on. It was 2-2 into added time when Riyad Mahrez put Algeria ahead. But that's it. Sasa Kalajdzic has the last say with his forehead to keep Austria in the World Cup. And Algeria, who thought it was they that were going to take on the Spanish, when Riyad Mahrez put them ahead 3-2 inside added time, it was not to be, because Austria gambled, sent a long ball downfield, and Gregorich's header back found the Wolves man, Sasa Kalajdzic, to head home. Algerian hearts broken. They go home, and Austria will take on Spain in the round of 32. There was a phony war of a good 10 minutes of passive football where Algeria were holding on to the ball at 2-2. Extraordinary stuff. Extraordinary stuff. And so Algeria will have to go to Switzerland in the round of 32. They're still in the World Cup, but Austria have saved themselves to go to Los Angeles to take on Spain, whilst Algeria have to go to Vancouver to take on Switzerland. Incredible climax, Perry Groves.
That was...
Oh, wow, what the final moments there. Honestly, it was the World Cup okie-dokie this afternoon. Iran were in, Iran were out, Algeria were in, Algeria were out, Austria were briefly out, and Algeria and Iran were both in for about 3 whole minutes, and then Austria with an equaliser with the final, well, header of the game, I nearly said kick of the game, to finish things off. Astonishing scenes live over on TalkSport 2. As Kev Hatchard said it, that's why we have TalkSport 2. That's why if you've got the TalkSport app, you can effortlessly swipe between the 2 games. And guess what? After England games, when we're doing a sports bar phone-in, we still take the extra game on the app as well. Every single game, all 104 of them. There's no other British broadcaster doing every single game except for TalkSport. And it's because of moments like that. Absolutely sensational stuff to finish off this group. Right, let's go back to our commentary team. Oh, breathless Kevin Hatchard, breathless Tash Dowie. And I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to pick our king of the match with Burger King.
TalkSport's King of the Match with Burger King Burger Buddies. Total tournament satisfaction delivered by the experts. Order now on the BK app.
Tash Dowie, can you give it to a man who only made an appearance for all of half an hour because he made history? That's the big question.
Normally I would, but no, today I'm not actually. I'm sorry to say it. I'm going to have it. A close second was Simone for me, Giuliano Simone, but Nicolas Paz, 21 years of age. What a future he has. He excited me today. He, for me, was my player of the match.
Wonderful stuff. That was our king of the match, all thanks to Burger King.
TalkSport's King of the Match with Burger King Burger Buddies. Iconic winners delivered in the box every time. Order now on the BK app.
I will stick with you guys for just a moment. Listen, wonderful scenes, and I joked, but as much as you can't give him man of the match for a cameo appearance, making history yet again. Kev, I've got to say, wonderful commentary of the moment. That will live in my memory for a very long time. And this Argentina side might not be in the top 2-3 favourites for this tournament, but you look at the depth of this team, you look at what they've managed to do tonight, and you have to put them in and amongst the contenders.
I think they should be. I think they're in the group of about 3 or 4 that can win it. I'd put Spain in there, I'd put France in there, I'd put Argentina on a par with them. I think England are one of the teams in the mix, but you look at the way Argentina have played so far, the thing that really impresses me is the control they have, and even making all those changes in midfield, they still have that. They can up the tempo when they need to, they can slow things down when they need to, and when you think of the conditions they're going to face between now and the end of the tournament, some of the European teams might not be able to do that. Wouldn't massively surprise me if Argentina reach the final again. They've got Messi on fire. He's just phenomenal. I mean, it's an obvious thing to say. He's probably the best player who's ever played. But what's really impressive is that Tash alluded to it, in commentary. She was absolutely right. He just walks or stands, but it doesn't matter because you think you've got him caged, and then in a moment he makes that late run into the box and scores. If you give away a free kick 20-25 yards from goal, that might well be curtains for you because he's so accurate from that kind of range. There's just nobody quite like him.
And listen, we only saw the cameo today, but when you talk about the walking, I think back to that game earlier in the week against Austria, and look at the goal. And when he drops deep to the halfway line and wins that ball back, a generally very organised Austria defence have been pulled entirely out of position because even though he is only walking, he draws so much attention that the entire team is drawn towards him. He finds the man out in space, and then as everyone else clears upfield, 4 Argentines sprint towards the box. Austria drop all the way back to their own 6-yard line, and where is he? Just drifting to the edge of the 6-yard box. Never breaks into a sprint. 18-yard box, sorry. Never breaks into a sprint, just drifts into that available space. And it's like, it doesn't matter that he's not sprinting. It doesn't matter that he's not getting, 50-plus touches of the ball in opposition thirds or whatever it might be. It's just he has every effect on the game just by being there, just by having to take into account him constantly. And yeah, you saw it again tonight, just sensations.
Yeah, I think in my lifetime I've never seen it before. I've never seen a style of play with regards to the walking side of things. And I think what makes it even more special, I think you said it there, any other player on the pitch could probably have 50 to 100 touches and still not be as effective as a Lionel Messi in probably 1 or 2 touches. And I think that's what just sets him apart.
Wonderful stuff. Look, thank you so much to you, Tash Dowie. Thank you so much to you, Kev Hatchard, as well. Wonderful stuff from you this morning as we round off the group stages here on TalkSport and TalkSport 2. What that means for the round of 32, what that means for the teams that have just come out of the group stage, we'll explain momentarily. But I'm delighted to now bring in, we heard the final throws of what was an absolute thriller over on TalkSport 2, Perry Groves and Ian Danter. And I described it, Ian, as the World Cup okey-cokey because Algeria were in, Iran were in, Australia, it was absolutely just mesmerising to watch the table of third places alone, let alone the game itself.
But we weren't expecting it to happen because with 10 minutes to go, essentially Algeria had the ball on the halfway line, were passing it between themselves, and Austria was sitting very deep, and there was seemingly no ambition from Algeria to try and play through them. and then suddenly Riyad Mahrez is picked out, weaves his way into the area, clips it home, and suddenly for the first time on the night with Austria were going home. They were going out of the World Cup, and Iran were in. And then Sasa Kalajic, who was thrown on after that goal, his first touch is to head it into the back of the net for 3 apiece. Absolutely balmy.
And listen, we saw it a little earlier this week. I'm not accusing Paraguay and Australia of going full 1982 West Germany Austria on us, but certainly in the last half an hour of that game, the intensity dropped to a level of it just becoming a low-level friendly, because both teams knew they were through. Both teams were happy with their position. I was worried that might happen tonight. They both knew that a draw was enough, and yet both teams just went absolute hell for leather. It was wonderful to watch.
Do you know, that's why we love football, the unscripted drama, because it was ridiculous. We were watching it, and Algeria like a cat with a ball of wool, just trying to entice Austria out when it was at 2-2. Austria weren't interested. As you say, it became like a practice game. You know, when a team says, right, we're going to set ourselves up defensively, you try and break us down. And it didn't look like it was happening. In the end, I think that Austria just lost concentration. And all of a sudden, Algeria just stepped up a gear. Ayour gets the ball. It's a great little ball the outside his right foot to Riyad Mahrez, who's come into the centre-forward position and smashed it past Alex Schlager to put Algeria 3-2 up. They think they've exacted revenge from 1982, all those years of hurt. Austria gone out the World Cup. As Dan said, then Ralf Rangnick chucks Kalajic on, the 6'7" centre-forward from Wolves, and the ball gets just hoisted into the box. Gavoric, who's come on as a sub as well, heads it back across. And if there's one person in the Austrian team you want it to fall to, is your 6'7" centre-forward on the edge 6-yard box, heads it past Bembo in Algeria's goal. The stadium absolutely erupts. Just the emotions, you know, the emotions where football takes you. It twists your blood, Will, doesn't it? It makes you sort of crazy. And we're neutrals watching this, and we've lost our minds at him, thinking, I can't believe what we've just seen here. You know, 3-3 is a brilliant game, all that drama. And then imagine the Austrian fans and even the Algerian fans thinking, right, we've got you now. For what you did for us in 82, we've got you, we've knocked you out. And your Austrian fans in the pit of despair. And then within 30 seconds, it's like they've gone to the moon, Artemis. It is crazy.
Listen, we do know now where these teams will be playing, who they'll be playing this week from the action we've seen tonight. So Austria will face off with Spain in California, in Los Angeles on Thursday night. That's an 8 p.m. kickoff here on Talk Sport. And then Switzerland-Algeria will be the only game in this round that's got the coveted 4 a.m. slot. It might be a game I end up doing again, let's be honest. Switzerland-Algeria. Can you see either of these teams bothering their round of 32 opponents, taking the momentum of tonight and going on and making it through to the round of 16?
No, based on...
Oh, thanks for that, Jig. Don't think about it.
I don't think so. I mean, Spain, they've got so much class and quality. And, you know, I mean, Austria are not a bad side, and they do press hard. That's the one interesting aspect of that game, whether Austria's high press will unsettle Spain trying to play the ball around them and out from the back. But I don't see Algeria troubling Switzerland. I think that's probably the less likely of the two.
I'll tell you as well, gents, I know you're both students of the game. I sat here doing a very nerdy thing in the second half, which was going through all of the footballing associations and how their teams had performed throughout this, all of the regional associations, how their teams had performed through this tournament, because It's astonishing to me, with Algeria going through, everyone talked about this expanded format and what it meant for these extra teams coming in. 9 out of 10 African teams have made it through to the knockout stages. That is truly astonishing.
Wow. Yeah, it is astonishing. But I think what we've shown as well, you're talking about these African teams, that they've all shown resilience. You know, they've all been at times where things haven't gone for them, and they've just got that togetherness and, you know, that spirit of the whole nation which they bring into when they put that shirt on. And none more we've seen from Algeria sort of this evening. They were behind twice and got themselves back into the game, and then they think they're knocking Austria out, and then Austria show a bit of resilience, they go back to the score. So
they might also say about time, Will, because we've seen Morocco make the semi-finals the first time for an African nation 4 years ago. You think how close Cameroon ran England way back in 1990 in Italy, and we've never seen that consistent effort Ghana had that possibility in Brazil in 2014, but for Luis Suarez handball on the line and Asamoah missing the penalty and all that jazz. So it's about time that Africa got serious representation. Let's see how many of that 9 they can convert into the round of 16.
We'll be hoping that it's at least 1 less than 9 as England face the Democratic Republic of Congo on Wednesday evening. But other than that, going to be fascinating to watch. Gentlemen, I will let you go. Thank you so much for joining us at the end of your game. What a game that ended up being live over on TalkSport 2. And as Kev said in our commentary, and I banged on about, it just shows you that's why we have TalkSport 2. That's why we have TalkSport. That's why we have the network. That's why if you're listening on a DAB radio